I had to wake up and take a right. I remember one day I was driving down the interstate 75 north on my way into Tennessee. And I was so out of it because I had just got off work. So I was in the middle of being alert and dozing off. So I'm like in and out. I'm in and out. And not really paying attention. Not really thinking about what I'm doing. Just going through the motions of driving. And I dozed off. And when I came to myself, when I opened my eyes, the first thing I saw was the gas hand. And I was dead on E, about to run out of gas. And I was right next to an exit. So when I woke up, saw the gas hand, saw the exit, and I swerved to get off of the exit so I could go and get some gas. But if I hadn't woke up, and if I hadn't hung a right, there's no telling what would have happened that day. I would have been walking from somewhere between Atlanta and Tennessee. I had to wake up and take a right. That's what I'm saying right now. I'm telling you, wake up and take a right. Somebody has been keeping straight. You were taught a lot of lies. You were taught a lot of religion. You done had a lot of church. You don't live by the truth, but you live by religion. You don't live by the truth, but you live by church. You're not living by the truth. You're living by what they told you. You better wake up right now and take a right, because you about to run out of gas. If you keep straight on the path that you're on right now, you're going to run out of gas and you're going to be in a whole lot of trouble. If you keep straight right now, you're going to stay in religion. If you keep straight right now, you're going to keep pretending that you're something you're not. You're going to keep pretending that you have a close relationship with God, even though you don't. That's what keeping straight is going to do for you right now. If you take a right, you will go right into the truth. You will go right into living by God's system. You will go right into trusting and believing the word, which is God. If you hang a right now, you're running out of time. You're running out of gas. You need to wake up and take a right now. You don't meet too many people these days that have taken that right and went into the truth. You don't meet too many people these days that have taken that right and started living their lives by God's design. You don't meet very many people at all who have taken that right. So the few people that you meet, you need to be listening to them. The few people that you do come in contact with, if you're blessed enough to come in contact with one, you need to be listening to that person. It was a blessing for me to one day meet Pastor Cochran. It was a blessing for me to meet him knowing that he done took that right. He done ran into that religious spirit, realized that it wasn't doing nothing for him. He took a right into the truth, and that's the way he been traveling for years. Now I come along and I'm blessed to meet Pastor Cochran, and you think I'm going to take this once in a lifetime opportunity to argue with the truth? I'm going to take this once in a lifetime opportunity of meeting Pastor Cochran, and I'm going to disregard everything that he's trying to tell me. I'm going to ignore everything that he's trying to teach me. You think I'm going to ignore the truth in order to stay in religion and pretend that I'm good with God? Pretend that I'm seeing the blessings of God in my life? No way. If you are blessed to hear from one of the people, one of the few people who have taken that right and are actually living their lives by the truth, you need to be listening to that person. There's only a few out here. It's not that many. So if you just happen to run into one, you need to take advantage of that. Now, a lot of people don't. It's only a few that have taken that right, and a lot of people don't take advantage of meeting and being able to talk to one of these people. And the reason they don't take advantage of it, the reason people don't take that right, is because it's so many hurdles after you take that right. It's so much trouble that you run into when you first take that right. When you first come into the truth. When you first start living by God's design. I told you before, that's when you actually meet the devil. That's when you realize everything on this earth tries to come against you when you try to make that change. That's why a lot of people don't make it. That's why a lot of people who have decided to make that change, they don't last long. They turn around and run back the other way. A lot of people get to the first hurdle, and because religion told them that everything would be all right when you give your life to Christ, they don't think you should get to hurdles. See, they done already bought the lies. Religion told them that life would be smooth once you give your life to Christ. So when they try to come off into the truth and they run into some issues, they think this is the wrong way. No, this is the right way. It ain't a cakewalk. You can go back over there to religion if you want a cakewalk, but you're not going to end up where you think you're going to end up. You're going to end up wishing you had a took that right. You're going to end up wishing you had a talk to one of those people that you had the opportunity to talk to that actually took that right. You're going to end up somewhere where you wish you had to listen to that person who tried to tell you about that right. You gonna wish you had got out of religion and into the truth. I'm going to tell you something that a lot of people will never say. Because you really got to be done took that right. You really got to be living your life by God's system. You really got to be living by God's design to even know what I'm about to say. But once you take that right, you run into hurdles, you run into trouble, you meet demons, and it takes a while to make God's system a habit. It takes a minute to be fully convinced that God's design is the way to go. It takes a minute to understand that it's not about your religion, but it's actually all about the truth. It might take a minute. It took me like almost 4 years. I'm talking about after taking the right. It took 4 years. After starting to live by God's system, it took 4 years. After getting mad and starting to hate religion, it took 4 more years. After making God's system my number one go-to, it still took right at 4 years before I got to this place. But I'm telling you, once you are fully convinced that God's system is the way to live, once you completely leave religion and start living your life by the truth, once you are over here and God's design or God's system or God's word has become your lifestyle, trouble is not what it used to be. I know that when you're in religion, you think trouble is forever. Going through in my finances, that's forever. That'll never end. I know you think going through with enemies, people that hate on you and people that want to see you fall, coming against you, lying on you, you think that'll never end. I'm telling you, that's not true. There's a place you can get to where enemies are at peace with you. There's a place you can get to where your finances do what you say do. There's a place you can get to where your body does what you tell it to do. There's a place you can get to where your enemies obey you. There's a place you can get to where trouble just don't feel like trouble. There's a place where you know, okay, this looks like trouble, but it has to turn and work for my good. There's a place you can get to where you are actually chilling. I'm telling you, there's a place you can get to where life is not a struggle no more. There's a place you can get to where you're not crying about issues no more. There's a place in the kingdom, there's a place in the kingdom that you will get to where you're not worried about nothing that's going on. It's a place of knowledge, a place of understanding. It's a place of wisdom. It's a place of blessings. And you can get there. I'm telling you, you can get there. I don't care where you are right now. I don't care where you are today. There is a place that you will get to if you keep moving, where you will live a totally different life than you have ever lived. And you can get there. I'm telling you. But you can't get there if you don't realize there is a there. You will never make it if you don't realize there is a place to get mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. You have to understand that there is a place to get to. That way, you're not always trying to get there. That way, you won't always be struggling saying, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. What's the problem? It don't take a lifetime. But people are not getting there because they haven't taken that right. People are not getting there because they don't realize that they need to take that right. Take that right and stop running from trouble. Take that right and stare trouble in the face, because that's the right way. Take that right, overcome those hurdles, because that's the right way to go. Take that right and watch the mountains obey you. Take that right and command your situations to line up. What you're doing right now, what you're trying to do, the way you're trying to live, I'm telling you, you're running out of gas. You better wake up and hang a right.